What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is session number 20 poker vlog. Wow, 20 weeks in already. Heading back to the Aria for some 2-5 no limit. We're on a bit of a downswing. We won 15 in a row. Now we've lost our last 4, so let's get in there and change that. We grabbed the max $1,000 buy-in, and immediately you see a lot of my chips being taken from me right there. I'm not even set up. Didn't get the camera out till the end of this hand. I flopped top 2 pair with King Jack. Lost to an ace high flush draw and straight draw. Didn't think she had the spades, so I'm stuck about 500 right off the bat. Let's get to the next hand. Next we have ace 4 offsuit on the button. Game is currently 5-handed, so it's worth a raise. Under the gun limps and it's folded to me. I make it 20. Small blind, big blind, and under the gun limper call. We go 4 ways to a flop of ace 6-5 with 2 clubs. It's checked over to me. With top pair and the ace of clubs, I put out a bet of 35 to see where we're at. We get calls from the small blind and the under the gun limper. Turn is a pretty safe card. King of hearts shouldn't have connected well with anybody. Small blind checks. Now the under the gun limper tosses out a $100 chip. The way he bet seemed fishy to me, like he was just trying to project strength. He has about 350 behind, and I still have the player in the middle to worry about. I make the call. I don't think he has anything, and she calls as well, which I didn't want to see. Unlikely we are beating both of them now. River brings a queen of clubs, exactly what we didn't want to see. Now the small blind leads out into both of us for 100. The other opponent folds right away. I don't think he had much of a decision, and it's on us now. It's tempting to pay it off because it's such a small bet into 500, but I think she has it about 100% of the time here, so I make the laydown and save 100. Immediately, we're stuck about 800 now. Next we have Queen Jack on the button. Under the gun straddle for $10 is on. It's folded to me, and I like to raise in position against the blinds and straddle hands. I make it 30 to play, and all 3 players make the call. So we go 4 ways to a flop of ace queen 6 with 2 diamonds. We have middle pair and some backdoor stuff. It's checked over to me. I like betting instead of a check back here. With a small bet, I keep control of the hand and will get some information if someone is holding a weak ace. I bet 50, expecting to get some action here, but they all make the laydown. Just 15 minutes later, it's my straddle now. Under the gun player opens for 20. Next player calls. I know the hand is garbage, but it's rare I fold my straddle for a mid-raise because we might hit that miracle flop. I call 10 more, and we go 3 ways to a flop of King Jack 3 rainbow. Here we go. I check it. The lady under the gun who keeps winning bets big in relation to the pot, making it 75 to play. Next player calls 75. Her bet is too big to be a set of kings, right? So I could wait for a blank on the turn or try to build a pot now. I elect right now is the time, and I put in a raise to 305. She wastes no time before making the call, so we know she's married to ace king or pocket aces here. She has about 600 behind. We're hoping to get all of it. The next player folds, so we are looking for any 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jack queen on the turn so we can ship it in. We don't get it though. The turn is the worst, pairs the board with a king. I'm done with it. I check, and she gathers out a bet of 200. I quickly fold, and she shows pocket aces, but interesting that she chose to bet the turn. 9 times out of 10, I'll have a full house there with king jack or king 3 in that spot. Oh well, at least we know we're in a good game, and we would have gotten the max had we gotten a blank on the turn. But that's what can happen with a questionable bottom 2 pair. About 40 minutes go by, and unfortunately I couldn't get any money back from the lady who took most of it. And now we pick up pocket kings in late position. We're in the hijack. We have a full game, and it's folded to me. I raise to 15. I've been the most aggressive player at the table, so expecting some action. The cutoff, button, small, and big blind all make the call. So we go 5 ways to a flop of jack 8-3 with 2 hearts. So we get a pretty good flop. We dodge the ace, and we also have the king of hearts. So we're really only concerned with maybe a set of 3s, set of 8s, and some straight and flush draws. It's checked to me, and I continue with a bet of 40. Next player folds, and it's to the small blind who tosses out a black chip and says raise. The player on my left is trying to make some unnecessary change for the small blind. He doesn't realize he made it 100. The small blind has 490 behind after the raise. Let's have some fun with this one. Do we fold, re-raise to 250, or just call and set the risky trap to win the max? Pause the video and let me know your decision if you care to. While this transaction was going on, I had plenty of time to think. The raise to 100 didn't feel very strong. Seems more like a feeler bet with a jack or a combo draw, so option 1 folding is out of the question for me. On to option 2. Do we re-raise? Well, if we re-raise and then get jammed on, we are most definitely behind and committed to calling. I made that same mistake in Texas. A re-raise also folds out his ace-jack, queen-jack, king-jack type of hands, so that leaves us with our last option, which I elect to take. I flat the 60 more, and we'll see what develops on the turn. We get a total brick, 5 of spades on the turn. He takes some time and decides on a bet of 215. He has 275 behind. I go with my read that a set is the least likely of his holdings given the line and the sizing. I slide out a raise that what I thought was enough to put him in at the time. I made it 450 to play. Just as our opponent is about to put the rest in, the guy who made the change on my left is confused with my bet size and wants to talk about it.
Peter, he cannot raise him. If he raise him, he should be over 200 some. Only he can call.
430 is okay.
It's good. 430 is the legal raise, so 450 is fine.
Alright, the confusion is over. The raise is legal. He gets the rest of it in for $25 more. I make the call. And the river brings a 7 of clubs. What does he have, guys? He shows us Jack 10 of spades. Great news. That was the range we were hoping he had. Nice to have kings hold for a big pot, getting us close to even. Happy with the way I played that one, not just because of the outcome. I think long term that's the most profitable play. Sure, we risk getting sucked out on with a jack or a 10 hitting, but I think if either of those hit, I can get away fairly easily. 10 minutes later, we're back in the hijack with 5-8 of hearts. It's folded to me, and I raise to 15. Cut off small blind and big blind make the call. We go 4 ways to a flop of queen 5-3 with 2 clubs, 1 heart. We have middle pair and a backdoor flush draw. It's checked over to me. I want to keep control of the hand, so I make a bet of 35. It folds to the small blind who makes the call. It's the same opponent I just got with the kings. He just reloaded for 300. Heads up to another queen on the turn. It's a queen of hearts, so pretty good turn card as we pick up a flush draw and making it less likely he's holding a queen. So when he checks to me, I make another bet of 70 to deny equity against a flush draw heads up. He decides on a flat call again. Is he setting the trap this time? Not sure. River brings a 3 of spades. He checks. I check back now as I'm definitely not going to get value from a worst hand. Luckily he rolls over king 8 of clubs for a missed flush draw and we take it down. A few hands later I'm in the straddle with ace 10. We're cruising right along, only down a few hundred now. It folds around to the small blind who limps for 10. The big blind puts in the raise to 55. He started the hand with 1,000. I'm never just calling with ace 10 offsuit in this position, and you guys know I don't like to fold, especially in this situation. So I put in the 3-bet to 175. Small blind folds, and original raiser quickly lays it down. 15 minutes later, I'm in the cutoff with king 10 suited. It folds to me, and I raise to 15. The button and big blind join in the action, and we go 3 ways to a flop of 10-9 deuce with 2 diamonds, 1 heart. We have top pair with backdoor flush draw. Big blind checks, and I bet 20 for value. The button grabs more than 20, puts in a raise to 50. Big blind folds, and it's back to me. Again, this isn't really a real raise, but more of a build a pot if I hit sort of raise with a flush draw, or open-ended straight draw, or so I think it is. I call 30 more, and we go heads up to an ace of spades on the turn. Not a great card. I check, and he bets 50. It's too small to push me out. I make the call. River is a blank, 3 of hearts. All the obvious draws miss. I check it to him, and he doesn't give up, this time tossing out 100. I don't take much time before making the call, and let's see what he's got.
Call. So happy. Thank you.
I needed your king.
Yeah. I didn't think I wanted a king.
I wanted the king.
He ended up having the queen jack for the missed open-ended straight, so with that pot that gets us back in winning territory. Let's keep it going here. Next hand we pick up king 8 of clubs. It's my straddle. +2 opens to 35. He has about 1,200 behind. Button makes the call, and I defend my straddle for 25 more. we go 3 ways to a flop of 6-6-8 rainbow. So we have 2 pair with a king kicker that could be the best hand. I check to the aggressor, and he continues with a bet of 70. The button folds, and action is back on us. We have a few things in our advantage here. One is that I'm in the straddle. A 6 is definitely in my range. The second is that he was also in the hand earlier when I had the jack 3 and check raised and I showed it, so he knows I'm not messing around. The last is that he's been playing pretty tight and disciplined, which leads to my decision of check raising to 270. I'd make a similar raise with trip 6s, hoping to be up against an overpair, so I think he might buy this. Action is back on him. He's in the tank, so he might be thinking of jamming with this overpair. 30 seconds go by, and we finally hear those dreaded words, all in. Just kidding. He makes the fold, and we take it down. To the last eventful hand of the vlog, we pick up pocket 8s in the small blind. It folds to the button, who raises to 15. I decide to just call here, and the big blind puts in the 3-bet to 60. It's back to the button, who makes the fold, and I call. We go heads up to a dreamy flop of 8-5-5. Flop the nuts, and praying he has an overpair like aces or kings, he quickly fires out a bet of 80. The way he bet felt the same as earlier when I had the ace 4. It's the same player, kind of projecting strength with announcing the bet and slamming the chips down. I think he might just have ace king or ace queen, so I just call, hoping he improves. We get a queen of diamonds on the turn. I check it to him, and he slows down and checks. Seemed like he was worried about a 5. River is a blank, 6 of clubs. I debate checking to him, but I don't think he's going to try to bluff me anymore after I called him earlier with a king 10. I don't want to risk this one going check check in case he has pocket jacks or maybe even kings and just playing it slow. So I lead for a bet of 175. Maybe he has ace queen. He ends up making the laydown, and we take down another pot. And with that one, we're going to call it a night and book a winner and go play a little bit of PLO. So in the Hold'em game, we were in for a total of 2,000. I bought 2,300 in chips, out for 25.53. Win 253 on the session, and then went to PLO, played for an hour, and won 65 bucks there. So a little over a $300 winner on the day, and we'll see you at the end of the video. All right, guys, that's it for session number 20. Hope you enjoyed it from the Aria. Feels good to finally book a winner after losing 4 consecutive, get the confidence back. Small win, but hey, feels good after being stuck 1,000. Kept the composure, kept the discipline and patience, and it paid off. Booked a small win. So let's start this winning streak over. Keep it going. As always, here are the stats, the no limit stats after every session. Hanging out around 50 bucks an hour. I know it's a small sample size, but hopefully we can stay somewhere near here at the 1,000-hour mark. And my goal at the start of the vlog was to make 25,000 in a year. So if we can stay around this mark at 500 hours, we'll be okay. I'm only playing a couple times a week, once, twice a week, so still kind of a lofty goal, only playing 2-5, some 5-10 here and there. But hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like and subscribe. Stay to the end for a cool trick shot, and we'll see you next Sunday. Best of luck at the tables. Have a great one, everybody.
Oh.